Hello and welcome to CineQuest video. Today we're going to be talking about a sequel that is 36 years in the making, Beetlejuice.
What the f***? Thank you.
After a family tragedy, 3 generations of the Deetz family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter Astrid accidentally opens the portal to the afterlife. All right, guys. Beetlejuice. Was this a movie that you were anticipating? Before we go, let me see. Roland, say hello, so people know who you are.
Hello.
Bryce,
how's it going?
with his Beetlejuice garb.
Oh,
None of us
I
have
don't
it.
have. Nope, not yet. But now with this movie coming out, there's going to be merch for the next 20 years to look forward to.
That's right, man.
So everyone will have a Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. I'll say Bryce. What is your like a bit of history with Beetlejuice?
Oh, hold on, man. I couldn't hear you. What was that?
What's your like a bit of history with Beetlejuice? Like, when was the first time you saw the actual first movie?
Man, I don't remember the first time I saw it. I know I was pretty young. My parents were really into it. I don't remember if we had it on VHS or like. No, I know we never had it on VHS, but might have rented it or something. I can't remember the first time I saw it, but I know we would watch it a lot on cable. It would come out on reruns, like syndication, or and we would watch it a lot there. But I don't know. It just has like that certain quality of like a good '80s movie. That's like, I don't know what, it sticks to you, gives you that nostalgic feeling. But I know my parents really loved it, and that's who introduced me to it. I really can't tell you the first time I saw it, but I just know I've seen it so many times. You know what I mean? Like, it's that cable TV kind of fodder movie.
Right.
It just kind of keeps coming on and on, and it's just got a lot of catchy moments, like a lot of good member berries, I guess you want to call it.
And do you have like is it something you'd enjoyed like quite often as a kid?
Oh yeah. I mean, even until like now, like even if it comes on occasionally, I'll watch it. Like, I don't know, if I think it comes on AMC sometimes, right? Like, or maybe TV. I don't know.
I imagine so.
Like I'll watch it on there occasionally.
Like
Yeah.
TNT, USA, all of those. It's gone through every channel.
What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Roland? I mean, I know we may be too young to remember the first time we saw it, but was Beetlejuice a part of your childhood?
Yeah. I actually should have brought like the little figure that I bought. I think I said that to you guys that there's a speaking of merch or whatever, there's just a bunch of them, but I actually picked up a Beetlejuice figure from the cartoon.
Oh, nice.
That
Okay.
was where.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't even believe I don't remember. I'm so sorry. But the other thing too is my grandmother had the Beetlejuice play set, the graveyard where the thing with the sign would like go like that.
Nice.
And I don't know if that might have been based off the cartoon, but
I think that wasn't. I think that was the movie, a part of the movie set.
okay.
I forgot if I had that or I wanted it or like I knew people with that, but like it was cool. Yeah, the like.
Dude, I totally forgot about that. Like, well, me and my cousins would go to my grandmother's house quite often, and she had the Ecto one.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
the Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon ones, that like the eyeballs would pop out.
Yeah.
And we had that, and she had the Beetlejuice. So like, I guess that was kind of like my first introduction to it as a kid. Was like the movie, the cartoon. I was real big on the cartoon, and then they had the little play set that I remember we had the toy.
I loved the cartoon so much.
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny, and I loved the art style for it. And like a lot of it was kind of like Ren and Stimpy, but without the like grooming and
Yeah.
kitty diddling or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like that guy ended up to being such a weirdo. I've always loved the movie though. Yeah, like I saw this movie pretty much the same as you, Bryce. Like always on TV is like an obligatory like background noise show on cable. So it's like, oh, you're looking for something to watch on a weekend, and like it doesn't matter what channel Beetlejuice was on. If it was on, you're like, all right, I'll just leave it here and let it, play while I'm farting around with something else or whatever. Or maybe I'll like take a nap. I don't know.
All right.
But like I couldn't tell you how many times I watched this movie.
Yeah,
I still don't have like everything memorized, of course, but like
it's weird, right? Like you've seen it so many times, but there's a few lines that are pretty like memorable, but like I can't, like, it's not like Army of Darkness. I can almost like quote almost the whole movie. You know what I mean? But anyways.
Yeah.
I will say I would agree with, like, I can't really count how many times I've seen this movie. It's been almost in constant rotation since I was a kid, and I don't think I don't remember the first time I saw it. I'm pretty sure it was on cable, but it was just a staple in my movie watching collection.
Your wheelhouse.
I mean, we can all agree. I think we can all agree. It's consensus, right? That Michael Keaton is like the best ever.
The best ever, the best always. I like most of Tim Burton's movies, even like his crummy ones or some of the other ones.
You liked Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, it was all right. Only because
Willy
like
Wonka?
the sequel is even worse. Willy Wonka was also like not the worst.
Look, I don't think they're the worst movies, but like they just at this point it got tired of the Johnny Depp and Tim Burton shtick. You know, that was just over for me already. Like I'd already had it. I mean, I had had enough already. Like after fucking Edward Scissorhands. Like, all right, okay, we get it. It's enough.
I actually Edward Scissorhands was enough for me because already it was like, oh, this fucking romance. I'm good. Like, damn it, if you ever wasn't a thing, like
also Winona Ryder in that too. So
and she also can't act for shit in that one either. But like, great character. She looks the part. She like has the presence for it. But like, I don't know. I always thought her. I like her. I think she's really cool and seems cool. Seems great. But her acting has always been kind of like wooden, sort of very.
I will say it's pretty much the same. I haven't seen Winona Ryder deviate from like the type of character that she plays. You know, I mean, again, but the thing is, I think it fits whatever she's doing in that particular.
I think she did really good in the Adam Sandler movie. I don't even know the name of it.
You don't even remember the
name of it. Mr. Deetz. She did great in Mr. Deetz, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, she's in Mr. Deetz.
Does she play like his girlfriend?
She plays his love interest.
Oh, see, I don't even remember, dude. Like, I don't even remember Mr. Deetz very much. So
that was like the first time I had seen her act since like
Sneaky.
Yeah, I don't even know what movies, but yeah, she comes. She's like the reporter that tricks him into falling in love.
Okay.
And that's like so weird to see her in that movie, but I don't know.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice that we're going to talk about Beetlejuice, but we're here to talk about the sequel again. 36 years in the making. Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Were you guys? I was anticipating, but with a little bit of hesitation, this new one coming out.
I mean, technically, everybody's been anticipating this one for like 20 years or something like that, right?
I mean,
how long has it been talking about?
I'll be honest with you, I really
they
wasn't.
were supposed to make one where he went to Hawaii and shit,
Yeah.
something like that. But
I mean, realistically, if they had just stuck with the first original, that would have been fine altogether because you can rewatch that and enjoy it. But as we've seen in other films that are like decades later, they make a sequel. It's not always the most successful. And I think personally, the only one that comes to mind, I mean, there could be more, but the only one that comes to mind as of late is Top Gun. I thought Top Gun, the Maverick, was pretty good.
I don't want to watch it.
It's actually a pretty good movie.
I haven't seen it, man.
It's actually a pretty good movie.
I believe you, though.
I'm pretty sure you do. You fucking asshole with that face. With that face.
It's the face of the believer. What do you mean?
Right. With this new Beetlejuice movie, Tim Burton comes back to direct. We have Michael Keaton, obviously, easily coming back into his Beetlejuice role. Like almost as effortless, him coming back into his whole Beetlejuice role. We have Winona Ryder. You have Catherine O'Hara. Great. Like they all come back. Then you have Jenna Ortega, who plays Winona Ryder's daughter. And then you have like Justin Theroux plays like Winona Ryder's like manager slash boyfriend.
Yeah.
We have Willem Dafoe who plays Wolf Jackson. He's like he's a cop
everywhere nowadays. Dude.
Yeah,
it's
he's
crazy.
like everywhere, dude. And then we have Monica Bellucci who plays Dolores, who's Beetlejuice's ex-wife.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have some other people.
Yeah, those other people.
Yeah, the other people in the movie. Yeah.
They're in there, sort of.
So right off the bat, guys, what were your initial thoughts coming out of Beetlejuice? We'll start with Roland since we went with Bryce first in the intro.
Mean, I enjoyed it, but
you weren't excited, Roland. You didn't come out like raising your hands, going, "Yeah," or like fucking.
No, it was kind of like that part of me was like tempered by the crowd, the audience that was also there, because like some people were clapping here and there, and I was like, "Oh no, stop!"
Oh yeah, the clappers.
Yeah, a lot of like.
Damn.
Did they clap
real fast?
Did they clap when the movie ended? They're like, like that. Everyone's like unanimously. They enjoy the movie.
It was like the clapping was when what's her name? The ex-wife's character would come on usually and do something.
Monica, really? They clap when Monica Bellucci.
Yeah, Monica Bellucci. Yeah, and like the first few times they clapped for her, and then the last time they didn't, and it was kind of funny.
What?
Because
that's so strange. What?
I think at that point,
why?
Like, yeah, it was really funny. I think like that person, one of the audience like might have misunderstood her character.
She was off screen like most of the movie, anyways. What the fuck?
No, I was pretty excited to check it out, but like it was a very subdued, accepted. Oh, this is gonna be great. Just be cool, be chill. Because like from all that, I guess you could tell, Tim Burton was just made another tried his best to make like what I assume to be like a mid-budget another mid-budget Beetlejuice movie. Actually don't know how much it cost to make this. How much?
Budget was $100 million.
Holy shit. Even this still costs less than Borderlands.
This
more than the first one.
Rolling mid-budget Beetlejuice movie, $100 million. Are you fucking nuts?
Again, Borderlands was like 200 million, and
you know what? And they're reaping the rewards now with that one, right?
Yeah,
off of the YouTube ads.
Well, you can rent it now. You can pay for it if you want to.
Can I?
If you really want to rent it you want to watch it on a particular platform, you can pay for it. Or watch it for free on YouTube and have ads.
Time.
I've been waiting to pay $3.99 for this movie.
I've been waiting to spend money on this movie.
Oh yeah, I was too, man. It's not in theaters. It's not theater money.
Bryce, what were your initial thoughts of Beetlejuice?
It was great.
Yeah, honestly, I liked it a lot, man. I mean, I feel like, like Roland was saying, like you kind of go into it just, okay, it's a Beetlejuice sequel. It's like you gotta, in a little ways, not to sound like rude or whatever, but you gotta like turn your brain off a little bit and be like, hey, fuck it, it's a sequel of Beetlejuice. I like old Tim Burton movies.
All that nostalgia bait.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I was just waiting for it. I was like, let's like wash over me with all that nostalgia wave and do like, I think it scratched that itch. I really enjoyed it.
To be fair,
I think maybe I'll talk about later. Like some of the storyline and some of the way they wrapped up the movie felt a little rushed, but I was just upset. I wanted them to bring back Otho, dude. Where was that guy?
Yeah, I was.
Where's Otho?
I don't know about that character. I mean, I don't know what happened to him or like the actor himself. I'm not sure if he's even still alive.
I don't know, man. But the guy who, by the way, the guy who was dating the mom. Winona Ryder's character. He's the guy from Your Highness, right? He's the fucking dude, isn't he?
I think so, dude. I don't. That character doesn't recall, or that movie doesn't like.
Yeah,
I don't reference that movie.
Yeah, isn't he? He's the fucking dude. I kept seeing him. I was like, who is this fucking guy? And I was like, oh, he's the fucking guy from fucking Your Highness.
That's a weird reference for that guy. I specifically remember that guy from like the Charlie's Angels sequel. He's like the bad. He's like
dude.
he's like one of the bad
when I
dudes.
saw him,
when you look him up on IMDb, it's known for, and Your Highness is on there.
Dude, I swear to God, when I first saw him, I was like, this motherfucker looks so familiar. And I was like, oh my God, he's the fucking dude from Your Highness.
He's Timothy Bryce in American Psycho.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. He is in that movie, isn't he? Anyways,
Ray, I'm surprised you don't remember him from Your Highness, though, man.
Dude, I only remember like a few things from Your Highness, like the pipe smoking like creature.
Yeah.
Who like
yeah.
Who like is very like touchy feely and shit. They gotta like kiss him and stuff. Like that I remember that shit.
It's just because he kind of plays a very similar character in this movie. I mean, obviously, albeit without the like magic powers and shit, but like he just plays like a Weasley dude in this movie. I was like, that's why like I immediately attached on to that character. I was like, oh, this is that fucking guy. But anyways, Ray, what do you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I took my mother and my aunt to go watch it, and they enjoyed it a lot, which I was surprised.
I went to go check it out with my brother.
Yeah, I
took my mom and my son.
I will see. Like it seemed like a family watch movie, because I mean, like we probably watched it when our either Roland, your siblings, and I mean,
I don't know. Like I feel like it's a little somehow more family friendly, but like still like also a little more like darker. So I don't like it. Neither of those are criticisms. They're actually, it's perfectly fine. It fits the theme of the movie.
Well, I said, my mother had never seen Beetlejuice, the first one, before.
Oh yeah.
But my aunt loves the first movie, so I was kind of hesitant. I was like, oh shit, then I don't know if she's gonna like this really or not. But she did. I did, and I didn't go into the movie expecting I didn't really have any high expectations. Again, sequels this late in the game, like for a movie like this, like I was like, if Michael Keaton is just Beetlejuice, that's enough for me. Fine. That's enough for me. Yeah. If I get to see him as Beetlejuice again, and there's no like, I mean, I had faith in Michael Keaton's abilities to just step back into the role. So, and Michael Keaton can get real crazy, and that's all I needed. And I got that. Plus, and a bunch of extra stuff, you know. I don't really care too much for Winona Ryder's character. Again, Beetlejuice is the main character, but she does hold up. And everyone else does. I think everyone else does a pretty good job acting. And Jenna Ortega does well as her daughter. She fits into the cast and like the mood and the tone of the film. So I just think everyone did a pretty good job, and I enjoyed it a lot. We'll move on to pros of the movie, like specific things that you liked. You can be like a special guest, a cameo, or like particular storyline or something. Other than we know already unanimously that Michael Keaton was the best part of the movie. What else did you like about the movie, Bryce?
I think this is going to be kind of unanimous. Maybe not. I don't know. I did like the Danny DeVito cameo. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito coming back for a movie, you know? And he kind of brought his a little bit of Penguin-esque like acting to it.
I was thinking that.
I know you said we're going to exclude Michael Keaton, but you know, I just want to say that I think he did a great job coming back into it and playing that role again. But I appreciate some of the callbacks. I like that they brought the sandworms back, and they didn't do they didn't like overdo it with the sandworms. I guess like it kind of just little hints. I like how they did little hints of the from the original. Like they didn't go too. I mean, other than the fact that it's a Beetlejuice 2 movie, like they didn't go too heavy with like the. Remember this scene? Like, you know what I mean? From the original. Flashbacks. Like they did a pretty good job. You know, I like that they kind of did the claymation again. You know, like he put claymation, which I don't know, was that digital at all? Do you think it seemed a little digital?
I think almost like it to me seemed a mix of like claymation and digital together.
Yeah, but I like how he kind of threw that in there because that's what Tim Burton's a little known for. But well, I mean, not a lot known for.
I think it was digital, but like with that clay animation style.
Ultimately in Tim Burton style, which I appreciated. So I like that he threw that in there. But I like how they kind of played off Winona Ryder as like this kind of sellout. Like, her acting is okay, but I like that she's like a sellout now. She's older and sort of like is that maybe a confession of Tim Burton as he sold out? throughout the years. I don't know.
I did find it funny that she was
he's returning to his roots now.
I did find it funny that she's like a paranormal like TV show host now. She's almost like the girl version of like Zach Baggins, you know. She's kind of just going through and like exaggerating everything that she sees.
But
less broy.
Actually happening to her. It's presented like a joke. I guess a really hokey kind of sense of bullshit. But she actually does, you know, see the ghosts and everything.
Yeah, because I mean, she did that in the first one.
I find that pretty funny.
One final thing I will say that I appreciated, which I know some people may be like, it may be not controversial, but some people may be like divisive about it. But I actually kind of like the little story arc of how Beetlejuice became who he was.
Yeah,
but that was kind of cool. I don't know. I appreciated that. It was neat. I liked how they the whole scene where he's like like stealing bodies, or like a grave robber, like taking corpses and stuff. Like I kind of like it makes sense. Yeah, it kind of makes sense to who he becomes later on. But I like how they made that whole scene very much like almost Frankenweenie-esque, like black and white. You know, which you know Tim Burton is like a big fan of like old horror movies and stuff. So I like that scene a lot. I don't really care for if they just kept it as like this is his like origin without introducing her as like, I don't know. I didn't really care for the Bellucci thing. Like I mean, whatever. She's great, I guess. But like, I don't know. They could have done without that. But I do like the whole story arc of how he became Beetlejuice. That was kind of cool. But anyways, those are my pros for it.
What about you, Roland? Pros of Beetlejuice.
Pros. I mean, I like most of everything. Like the hammy like dialogue, that's really like cheeseball like kind of relationship that the family has is just it's simple and stupid and like just normal, and like, you know, drinking, like the events are all the ridiculous bullshit that's happening around you know, Jeffrey Jones's character not being put into this movie, but somehow still being like a big fucking, like part of the story.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's I just found it funny that like, I mean, because I know my mother and my aunt didn't know why he didn't come back, and I had to explain to him why he's not in the fucking movie.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
But how they kind of did his character in a way, like it's almost like a slap in the face, you know, like it's just his fucking bottom half, like
really funny.
Yeah, his bottom half is the only thing that's
really
walking around, you know.
Funny.
And someone else is voicing him too on top of that. So, I mean,
I mean, sure.
But I did like the fact that they like, I mean, again, this is not a spoiler necessarily. You see this in the trailer.
No,
they're at a funeral. They've like they've killed him off like immediately, and that's how they kind of come back to this house, you know.
It's he ain't coming back from that shit. Like unlike everybody else.
No, Tim Burton should have had the balls to write his character as like a going to jail for that shit.
I really like the set designs. I love the Netherworld, neither world stuff. I always, again, like, because like I saw a lot of that in the cartoon, and so any of that here, the practical sets are great. They just look cool and like kooky. The music's cool because they got Danny Elfman to come back for it.
That's another one. I'm surprised. Why is he allowed to come back? He's got some allegations.
Yeah, does he? I don't know. I was talking to Ray about that too before, and I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't know anything really.
His face isn't on screen, just his music.
his iconic music is on there. You separate the art from the artist. Come on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But like the acting of like all the main characters is great. It's hammy, but it's very funny. It's just believable enough to like fit again like the atmosphere of this whole fucking like goofy ass movie, which like that was carried over from the first one. I'm sort of like glad that whole like spirit of silly shit got more or less passed into the sequel.
Yeah, it was more of the tedium of like the afterlife. It's like funny because like the tedium of this life transfers over to afterlife. Like the fucking, well, no spoilers, but like, well, one of the main characters is like kind of taking tickets for a train later on in the movie, which is funny. It's like he's like a big important character, but that's his job in the afterlife is just taking tickets.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Roland, I'll agree with you and Bryce. Like I think the set designs were really cool. They kind of got that little quirkiness to the Beetlejuice and like all the characters in the afterlife and all the little like funny things and there was a bunch of. I feel like they added like background characters that still resonated with an audience. Myself specifically.
Yeah.
I like I think the favorite of that I've been hearing through the internet is that character Bob. Bob, the little character, like everyone likes him.
There's a lot
and
of camp in these like grotesque as fuck, goddamn like creature.
Yeah, all these like little like
people
giant shoulder, tall, tiny heads, really giant eyes. Like
it's like people set on fire. People that are like like stuffed into a I don't know what the fuck. It was like one of those like Houdini crates or whatever.
Since they spent more time in the afterlife and we got to see more of the characters and stuff like that. Because I know in the original, we got to see some of them, but we didn't really like, I don't think they connected necessarily with anyone in particular specifically. But
no, they didn't
I think
spend as much time, but like the set design was also fucking just nuts. It's so fucking crazy that like they showed a lot without actually spending too much time there.
But I again, like just with the characters and the sets, the characters in the afterlife. Again, the acting was good. And of course, Michael Keaton, obviously, and then I think
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe was fun too. I liked his, even though as unnecessary as a character as he is, he's still funny because it's Willem Dafoe and he can kind of like step into any sort of. It seems like he can step into like any sort of character.
It up. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
His whole character is like just pure camp. So
yeah, and he's like constantly like rehearsing lines and shit to like you know, as a cop.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
Freeze, dirtbag.
I'm gonna go into the cons real quick, but I'm gonna start and then we'll go back around. I think my only gripe with this movie, and I'm pretty sure you might also agree with me, is that as much as I like Monica Bellucci as an actress and in many roles that she's done, even if they're small parts, this one I felt kind of underutilized her and kind of built her up as a main character, a main villain, but she was introduced. And I think she had that kind of cool soul-sucking kind of power to her. And of course, when she's introduced, she's in body parts and she kind of like puts herself back together and shit like that.
Scene.
Yeah, that was cool. But I agree.
I think the unfortunate thing is that like she's at some point I completely forgot she was in the movie until like she just comes zooming in, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about her, And then, of course, how everything kind of wraps up at the end. Like, it seems a little, like you said, Bryce, earlier, it seems a little too quick. And they kind of like, I think it was just, there were too many characters in this movie that we were trying to like either connect with or resonate with and stuff. And I mean, we got some of them, like our main characters, but a lot of the side characters kind of just fell off a little bit, even though I enjoy like Willem Dafoe and stuff like that. He had more screen time, it seems like, than Monica Bellucci,
Oh man, he had way more. Like you kidding me? It's not even close. Not even close.
But I mean, as an overall, I didn't have any other issues. That's my only little gripes with the movie. But it's small enough not to completely take me out or like make me dismiss the movie altogether.
So your issues are with like the story having sort of like loose sort of like, I guess, unrelated plot lines and like wasted potential of a character.
Yeah, and again, it's not. I don't think it's even that much of a big deal because I mean she's on screen and I mean it's not like you
don't need her. Like
you don't exactly.
She's a very cool character. I agree with you.
They could have had her just like introduce her.
Man, they went to all that hassle to like give her the backstory. and like include her in the flat, some scenes with Beetlejuice, and then also like again that elaborate as fuck introduction to her character. Like
again, which was cool, a cool introduction, but I think it just kind of like didn't allow for the. I mean, later on in the film, like it just was underutilized. Yeah, she should have been not necessarily. Like they could have been like multiple bad folks in there, but I just felt like hers wasn't like it didn't have too much of a threat. There wasn't too many stakes on her.
Right, like if I was going to make an argument for her not seeming like an actual threat, like from a plot sense, look who they sent after her. Fucking Willem Dafoe's character.
Well, I mean, he's a main afterlife cop. What are you talking about?
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about if you'd watch the movie. So keep it out of the spoilers. You watch the movie and you understand. Like, okay, maybe she's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what?
Roland, what about your gripes or cons with the
my gripes? They're pretty much the same as yours. Like it takes a while for like the story to sort of actually go anywhere because it really doesn't. It's just like, oh, Jeffrey Jones's character is like killed off. Let's just have it kind of revolve around that and see what happens. And then like it just I suppose sort of gets a little more ridiculous, but like I don't know how it actually seems. Like I don't think it was sloppy writing or maybe like overly simplistic, but it does feel like it could have been a little better with certain things. But everything else is so great that like it really doesn't matter. I think they had if I was gonna aside from like your issues, if I was gonna complain about something, I guess it would probably be that the previous the ghosts from the first Beetlejuice movie were like a plot thread that was like wrapped up in one fucking line. I think.
Oh, the Maitlands.
Yeah, the Maitlands.
Yeah.
They were just wrapped up with one quick plot line, and like it wasn't even a conversation that was happening on screen. It was an off-screen conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when they did that, and so like you could have missed it really easily if you weren't like kind of like drinking in the I don't know. I think they like at that point it had panned out to overhead shot or some shit like that. Of
one thing I do want to bring up before we go into Bryce and your cons of the movie, as the credits are rolling, and how we kind of in there we kind of go over. We're going over like the town, or I don't know if it was the town or it was like the model of the town. Yeah. So as we're going up to the house, I don't know if you all notice this, but it's really small. You see the model figures of the Maitlands, like in front of the house.
I saw the car. I saw the car in the river. Like that's how they die in the original. I saw the car. Right. I didn't see the Maitlands. So that's interesting.
But yeah, it's they're almost like blurry, and like it passes over them. Like as you're getting to the house, you see them real small and the only reason I noticed this because the plaid shirt that he's wearing in the original.
Yeah, and I noticed he had a gun in his hand too.
Yeah. It would have been. I was thinking about it. I guess my last and only solid complaint is that I want to see more Beetlejuice.
That's for sure, man.
I think they probably could have cut down a little bit on the dialogue for the family and like their drama and bullshit.
Yeah, fuck your familial bullshit.
Yeah, because like it wasn't great anyways, and also like that those particular they could have saved time on lines, not bothering with a lot of that shit.
Yeah,
I think even Catherine O'Hara probably a little bit more screen time too.
Yeah,
she was funny.
She was great actually.
Yeah,
she
did a good job.
hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Up until her last goddamn scene, she was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually, her last scene was great. Actually, it was probably a really fucking great like end of the sort of movie. I don't know if this movie had an end or cap or whatever. You guys know?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, I didn't stay, so I mean, I can't really say sure, but usually the lights will stay dark as the credits are rolling.
Yeah,
so like,
it turned
but
on.
they turned on, so
yeah,
I just split. Like, I didn't expect anything extra.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just wanted to see more Beetlejuice because it was just so fun.
All right, Bryce. What about you? Any gripes with the movie?
I think it's gonna be pretty much unanimous. Is just that I think they try to introduce too many characters in this movie. You have Bellucci. What's her name? Dolores.
Dolores.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dolores.
They introduced her, which I really appreciated the way they introduced her. It was really cool, like the stapling scene and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she's like, okay, you had her, and then the whole movie, she's like not really there. Comes out at the end, and then they introduced the boyfriend of Jenna Ortega. I won't go into that too much. So it's like I feel like I don't know if there was like several scripts for this movie, and they're like putting them together. I do feel like there was a little too many like subplots. And like you said, Roland, yeah, some of the family stuff could have been wrapped up a little bit. Yeah, Catherine O'Hara, like they really should have put her out more. Like I do like that they kind of did some call outs with the statues that she did from the original. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
At the Art Institute and stuff like that was pretty cool. Yeah, and then Beetlejuice wasn't a lot of him. Not enough Beetlejuice. But what I've heard, and this might be speculation, that there may be a third one, but I don't think Michael Keaton really wants to do it too much. So he may have told them at the time that he's like, I only be so much in this movie. I don't know.
Yeah. From my understanding is that like in the original, he's not in, he's got like a few minutes of screen time. Like I think maybe 10, 15 minutes, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess
like,
that's true. Yeah.
Like he doesn't come in.
He comes out in the model.
Yeah. He doesn't come in initially until like maybe like 40 minutes to the original. Like he doesn't make his like appearance, like official appearance. But I read also that Michael Keaton only wanted to be in almost like the same amount of time in the movie, and I think they need to like utilize that amount of time because of, I mean, I think at this point he can like kind of do whatever he wants, and he can kind of make these demands but the thing is that anytime he's on screen,
doing a ton of stuff.
Anytime he's on screen, he's fucking tearing it up. You know, like he's like the
and
thing,
I think it works well, even though the movie is called Beetlejuice and it's kind of more or less about like his character. I think it does work well with him being there minimally. I guess it's just you kind of want more of him, but I don't know. Yeah, you saying that, I guess that makes sense. Like it may not work as well if he's just on there all the time. But the other thing I think you had mentioned too, I don't really like the way they wrap this movie up. I feel like they really shoehorn the ending in. I won't spoil it, but I don't know. I don't like the way they ended it. But then again, I was also thinking too, like the original movie kind of did the same thing where Gina Davis comes in with the sandworm. It's like out of nowhere. But it's just, I don't know why it felt more organic. Like this one, just for some reason, watching it when they did the ending, I was just like,
I forgot.
That's how they ended it
from the first one. Yeah, that
it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, she just comes out of nowhere. Like, well, I mean, it makes sense, but like they did kind of end it. Like,
the unstoppable power of the sandworms.
But it was like, I guess it was like a no loose ends to wrap up at the end for the first movie with that ending.
It was very abrupt.
Yeah, but like but if for some reason it worked, I don't know why, but this one, it just felt shoehorned. Like, I don't know, the way they ended it. That's just my opinion. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, I won't hold any of that against it because I really did enjoy this movie. I was excited to see it when I heard they were coming out with it. I was like, I got like the tickets for the first day it came out. Although interestingly enough, I wanted to see it on Wednesday, like the whatever release or whatever they call it.
Oh, yeah.
The advanced showing, but I couldn't find tickets for it. It was really weird. So I went on Thursday, but I don't know, man. I was looking forward to it. So I will forgive any foibles of this movie because I really enjoyed it.
I initially was gonna go watch it on Wednesday, but since my mother and my aunt agreed to go, I was like, well, I guess I gotta wait then. But one last little thing I wanted to say about this movie: the only time a particular character came to his end, and it's kind of like over the internet, so I don't necessarily think this is like kind of like a big spoiler because he's kind of just a side character. Is the character of Bob gets his end, and I personally did not like that. I wanted Bob to kind of like come in and almost like save the day kind of thing.
But that would have been kind of interesting.
I think
Bob was a tragic figure.
He was done dirty.
He was, man.
He was done dirty the way they took him out, and I feel like I feel like people were kind of like resonating with his character, at least again me specifically. But I wished that Bob had more of a epic like ending or kind of like a more of a huge role to play at the end of this movie. Unfortunately, he did not, and that is again one of my gripes. But I guess like it created a reaction out of me because I like this character, even though he doesn't really say anything. It's just his little like motions of faces and stuff like that. But
is he supposed to be the first? Is he supposed to be the guy from the first movie that shrinks Beetlejuice's head?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, because he's like the tribal person who like shrinks his head. You know.
Well,
there's only one character in the first that has a shrunken head in the first one.
Someone next to him.
They're on the couch,
but
and he's talking, and it's just a guy, and he does. You know what? You're right. It was the tribal guy. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. He's sitting next to. He's like in the middle.
Yeah,
as a tribal guy, and then okay.
And it's the other guy, the other character with the shrunken head, like the hunter.
Yeah, Beetlejuice in the middle, and okay. Yeah.
So let's give our ratings for this movie. Beetlejuice. Bryce, since you are wearing the shirt and representing properly, what is your rating out of 5 for Beetlejuice?
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 just because I really enjoyed it. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I know it's not a auteur type movie, whatever, like a high cinema, but I don't give a fuck. I loved it. I scratched all the nostalgia itches I needed, and I don't know. I loved it.
All right.
What can I say?
I'm going to give my rating. Roland, I'm going to leave you for last. Mine, I will agree with Bryce, a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it a lot. It scratched all the itches, gave me the Michael Keaton Beetlejuice that I love and have loved for many, many years. Michael Keaton is a national treasure, and him as Beetlejuice is just another. He's played so many iconic characters, and this one never gets old. I still laugh at watching the old films and just him and his delivery, and now I can add this one as just an addition to that. And I mean, he's fucking Batman too.
Yeah, I think the steelbook for it's coming out at the end of the month.
I have a steelbook of the original. Then I should get the steelbook of this one to add to the collection.
The steelbook of the sequel? It's coming out at the end of the month?
I think so.
Damn, that's fast.
Yeah, that is fast, Roland. I think you may be mistaken. We'll take a look at that and see if that is
true.
Maybe
it's next month.
Shit, I was like, wow, that's quick.
I think
they could be showing
something about it.
They could be showing the design, but I mean, I don't know if it's going to come out like that fucking quick though.
I don't feel like looking for it, but someone else, if they want to.
Roland, 1 out of 5. What's your rating for Beetlejuice?
Oh, I will give this a 3.7. Yeah,
3.7.
It was pretty great. I guess like every the thing that sort of got me again were just like the little things that we all kind of mentioned. It wasn't like anything really hugely glaringly bad about this movie. It's just cool and fun. Get to see more like of Tim Burton's silliness, and I mean, looks like not much has changed, so that's great. It would be something to see, like if they do anything with this franchise or some shit after.
Yeah, a rumor is that they're going to make a third one, but I don't know.
I think there'll be a. I think they should not.
Nightmare Before Christmas 2.
I hope not. That would be funny though, because I would have to watch it.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he's coming back. He's bringing Beetlejuice. Maybe he's gonna be like, yeah, it's time.
Wants to. I mean, they're still making money off merchandise for that shit.
Oh, for sure.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's me.
3.7. I was wondering you were gonna do like 3.71 or some shit like that.
7.
Some stupid shit like that.
3.73.
3.735.
Yeah.
Say 3.74. Round up.
Nah, let's say just 3.7. Fuck you. You're not gonna change this for just the fucking troll, you asshole.
It's that incrementally good, right? Just that much more.
I'll give it that little just extra.
Yeah, it's just because there was like an extra like 30 seconds of Michael Keaton that I really love. So
yeah.
It's gonna like tear it up. Just one little fuck you, Roland.
So much to like about this movie.
Yeah, 3.74. Much of a liking of this movie.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot.
I know.
All right. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and you can check out any of our other reviews for any of the new movies coming out. And that's it.